I'm Connor Farrick, aka KC3WLU.
I'm Alex Scarpitti, KC3UZP.
Hi, I'm Liam Gapinski, aka KC3WYN.
Welcome to ATG's contact to the International Space Station.
Well, we got a lot. Oh, goodness. Well, sorry about that, folks. I just have a little bit of a frog in my throat. But anyways, I mean, that's just how excited we are to be able to do this. Today, our ATG students have worked hard for months to come to today, and we're now going to have a very small interview with the International Space Station.
Yeah, it's a big event for us. We've been working a while. So the astronaut we are contacting today, his name is Andreas Mogensen, aka KG5GCZ.
He finished secondary school in Copenhagen, Denmark in 1995, graduating with an international baccalaureate from baccalaureate. I don't know idea what this. I don't know.
Baccalaureate. I don't know.
International baccalaureate from the Copenhagen International School. He received a master's degree in aeronautical engineering from Imperial College London in the United Kingdom in 1999.
As part of his studies, he spent a semester at the Instituto Superior Técnico in Lisbon, Portugal. Andreas received a doctorate in aerospace engineering from the University of Texas at Austin in the United States in 2007.
His research interests include guidance, navigation, and control of spacecraft during entry, descent, and landing, mission analysis and design, and trajectory optimization.
He is the commander currently on the International Space Station. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Yeah, I don't think we did. Very important mission for him. Very, very important mission.
Our next astronaut is...
Wait, really quick though. So when we were told we were being able to contact the International Space Station, ARISS, the amateur radio on the International Space Station, they gave us a list of 3 astronauts that we had the possibility to talk to. We ended up being able to talk to Andreas Mogensen, the commander of the International Space Station. But here we will now tell you about the other 2, Laura O'Hara and Jasmine Mogbelli. So Laura O'Hara, aka KI5TOM. Laura O'Hara was selected to be a NASA astronaut in 2017. The Texas native earned a Bachelor in Science degree in Aerospace Engineering at the University of Kansas and a Master of Science degree in Aeronautics and Astronautics from Purdue University. Alex, you want to do some more?
Sure.
After Purdue.
Prior to joining NASA, her work focused on the engineering and operations of deep ocean research, scientific submersibles, and robots. She safely launched and docked to the International Space Station aboard a Soyuz rocket on Friday, September 15th of this year.
Jasmine Mogbelli, aka KI5WSL. Jasmine Mogbelli was selected to be a NASA astronaut in 2017. Mogbelli launched to the International Space Station as commander of NASA's SpaceX Crew 7 mission aboard a SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule on August 26, 2023, and successfully docked on August 27, 2023.
And now, some fun facts about the ISS. The ISS currently weighs about 400 metric tons. Its the length end-to-end stretches 109 meters, 356 feet. 4 yards short of a football field with end zones included.
The station refuels 3 to 4 times a year. Usually the ISS is operated by a 7-man crew. It has been manned and operated by crews since November of 2000. The ISS travels around Earth at 17,500 miles per hour, or once every 90 minutes. That's about 28,000 kilometers per hour for those of you not American.
So that's, folks, just what we're dealing with. That's just how astronomical that's how astronomical the people are that we're going to be talking to today. And, well, we're honored. We're
Yeah.
definitely honored to be able to get this time in with the ISS, with the astronauts, specifically Commander Mogensen, and, well, we're hoping for the best. But let's talk about ourselves now. Let's talk about the Advanced Technologies Group here at Harbor Creek High School.
First off, it's a wonderful group. So,
No way,
if you know anyone who lives near Harbor Creek, tell them to join. It's a wonderful group. They learn a lot. About ATG, it was founded in 2018 and made official by the school board in 2021. Our ATG leadership consists of our president, Giles Veit, vice president, Sadie Lander, treasurer, Gavin Williams, and secretary,
Frank Mazzarese.
Mazzarese.
We have accomplished multiple high-altitude balloon launches during our existence, including our launch back on June 29th, featuring live coverage on this very channel and footage from the balloon. We are also planning to do even more launches in the future, and we strive to make each one better than the last.
And if you have some free time, I would suggest going back and watching our last live stream about the summer.
That was
weather
great.
balloon. It was a good time.
We were there on the stream last time.
Yes,
We're going to
we
do it
were.
again, and we brought in a new guy.
Yeah, we brought a new guy. So our roles during the contact. So on the radios for our primary station, we have Giles Veit and Sadie Lander. On our secondary station, we have Gavin Williams and Liam Farrick, my twin brother. Our RF team is Frank Mazzarese and Ryan Morgeson. Ryan is new to the club, but he's a great addition.
In our content and outreach team, your hosts are Liam Gapinski, Connor Farrick, and myself, Alex Scarpitti. We are proud to be here. This is Liam Gapinski's first time about this. Gapinski, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Love it.
He's feeling great.
We
All
love his
right.
potential here.
Yeah.
Glad to have him.
Our live stream manager, who's just over to the side running everything, his name is Elijah Mitchell.
Our videographers are Alex Wildfire and Riley Lander. Oh, do you have something more to say?
No, they're good. Make sure you're talking to the mic more. Our backup videographers then are Jonathan Trapagan and Jonathan Wildfire, although I don't believe we will be needing them for videographing today. Content creators include Riley Lander, Norla Merdozzi, Elijah Mitchell, Alex Scarpitti, Noah Stewart, Alex Wildfire, and Alvira Zirek.
And the people managing that big screen right over there, there's a big screen right over there for our live audience.
Yes.
That's handled by our good friends over there, Ben Smith and Jackson Korb.
Nice kids, nice kids. So we have some extra floaters if we need them to fill in somewhere. We have Porter Keys, Roden Smith, and Alyssa Wright.
And we have a lot of licensed operators here in the club. That has been something
Yes.
that we have emphasized here in ATG.
We try to get as many people to get a license as we can. And if they already have a license, we tell them upgrade that license.
So let's see, who has upgraded to the highest level? That
Amateur
would be
extra.
our amateur extras. Miguel Erb, Jackson Korb, Giles Veit, and Gavin Williams.
Our generals are Frank Mazzarese and Alex Scarpitti here.
Get your license, kids.
Yes, get your license. Technician, me, Liam Farrick, my brother.
Liam
Liam
Gapinski
Gapinski,
over there. Sadie Lander.
who was on the radios. Ben Smith running the Jumbotron. Noah Stewart, Jonathan Trapagan, Alex Wildfire, and Jonathan Wildfire.
They are brothers.
They are brothers, the Wildfires.
We've had 4 people graduate from the place.
Yeah, 4 ATG members have graduated. We have
Nathan Huster
in 2020,
And in 2022, Dominic Cronauer and Ethan Holmes graduated.
and then earlier this year, last school year, Karina Foster graduated 2023. Thanks to all they did while they were here. Do you want to do this? The last
Sure.
one?
Sure.
All right, so
And that's all we had to run through as an opener. Time now is, I don't know.
Eli, what's the time we have? Yeah, I know.
We will do that later. It's 8:24. We're handling things in about 21 minutes.
Mr. Mortensen's beginning to talk.
They're going
now.
to say things. So that's going to do it for us.
Some friends of ATG who have helped us out a lot. Rick Cutter, aka WA3.
All good? Guys, we good? Primary, we're good? Secondary, we're good? Okay. All right, good morning. Welcome. On behalf of Mr. Alan Lombardozzi, KC3TGY, Mrs. Elaine LaFuria, KC3SFY, and the entire Advanced Technologies Group, welcome. Thank you for being here. Today, you will bear witness to the work of a group of students that have chosen a path that is decidedly difficult. There's a reason why almost no schools have their own radio equipment, and even fewer have ever attempted to maintain a consistent radio contact with an object 254 miles away and traveling at 17,000 miles per hour. Difficult is an understatement in this context. John F. Kennedy, in talking about why the United States was committed to sending astronauts to the moon, said, "We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things not because they are easy, but because they are hard, because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills, because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one which we intend to win, and the others too." The students of the Advanced Technologies Group are determined to rise to the most complex of challenges, to prove to themselves and others that they are capable of achieving remarkable things. They are unwilling to postpone their destiny, and they intend to succeed. Today is not the destination. This event is a step along the journey. It's a step towards computer science, it's a step towards engineering, it's a step towards communications, a step towards astronomy. It's a step towards the pursuit of the things that are not yet known. In some ways, today is a prototype. It's a proof of concept. It's a demonstration of progress. It is not the end goal. We've got a lot more work to do. Some might ask, why radio? Why not AI or robotics, quantum computing, or something else that is cutting edge? Well, give us time, we'll get there. The origins of radio technology may be over 100 years old. However, as the students like to call it, electromagnetic radiation is fundamental physics. Radio travels at the speed of light, so it doesn't get any faster than that. Well, probably, we'll see. More to come on that one. But why radio? Well, radio is the unsung hero of space. Without radio, we would not have the majestic images of the James Webb Space Telescope. Without radio, we would not have data streaming back to us from the Voyager spacecraft that have exited our solar system. Without radio, we would not have the latest viral dance craze or cat video streamed wirelessly to our phones. Radio is all around us. Radio allows us to reach out into the universe and for us to interact with the universe. That is why radio. Moonshot ideas are not just for the likes of Google or NASA. They are also for us, for the students, for the thinkers and the dreamers. But these things do not happen without a lot of effort and support. So I have quite a few thanks to give here now. First, to the students. Thank you, students, for putting in all of the hard work to get here today. This has been years in the making. The first time that the discussion was had about making this contact was in 2019, which was the first year that some of our students earned their FCC licenses. Dom Kronauer, yep. Many of the students in front of you today have call signs of their own, having earned those FCC licenses, having worked so hard that they've earned that technician, general, or extra class. So thank you, students. Thank you for your grit. Thank you for your resilience. Thank you for your desire to do great things. Next, I would like to thank the other two club advisors, Mr. Alan Lombardozzi and Mrs. Elaine LaFuria. Where are you at, Elaine? All the way in the back. Their tireless efforts have helped the students to see their potential and to create opportunities for them to thrive. Parents, family, thank you for raising such amazing students. You have shaped the next generation of leaders. There is no doubt about that. Thank you for doing such an amazing job with these kiddos. We appreciate you and everything you've done for them. We have some partners in radio that I would like to thank. First, the Wattsburg Wireless Association. Larry Kemmler, Ron Reisick, Neil Proper, John Linvey, and many others in our local community of ham radio operators have given of themselves to make today a reality. We could not do this without Wattsburg Wireless Association, and we are grateful for you. To the Amateur Radio Relay League for creating the Teachers Institute and helping teachers around the country to see the inherent potential that amateur radio affords students. In particular, Steve Goodgame and Joe Garcia, thank you for your efforts that you have given directly to our school and directly to our students. To ARISS, the amateur radio on the International Space Station, the organization that made today possible by casting the vision for amateur radio in space and then making that vision a reality for over 40 years. They've been doing this a while. These are the folks that interface with NASA. These are the folks that help with all of the radios that are on the International Space Station. And without their coordination, without their efforts, without their combined efforts, this truly would not be physically possible to do. So thank you, ARISS. NASA and the European Space Agency, thank you for providing us with the joy and excitement of talking with an astronaut. We know that their time is incredibly valuable and precious, and without your willingness to allow us to do this, we would not have such ambitious goals in mind. So thank you, NASA. Thank you, European Space Agency. We have corporate partners and friends. These are companies that have answered our call and risen to the occasion to help these students achieve. This doesn't come cheap. I don't know if you caught that or not. There's a lot that's involved in this. And their generosity has enabled us to go big and truly shoot for the stars. Thank you, First National Bank. Thank you, Max Pro Technologies. Thank you, UPMC. Thank you, Knox, McLaughlin, Gornall, and Senate Law Firm. Thank you, Parker Lord. Thank you, Donato's Pizza. Fundraiser coming soon. Thank you, DX Engineering. A little bit more local to home here. By local, we mean right here in this building. To the Harbor Creek School Board, teachers, administrators, custodians, maintenance, secretaries, and every other member of the Harbor Creek team, thank you. Today has only happened because you believe that these students are worth the investment. Thank you, Harbor Creek, for doing this. There are two personal thanks that I'd like to deliver. The first is to Mr. Gordon Scannell. He is our ARISS technical advisor. He has been working with us for the past 9 months to make this happen. Gordon, where are you? Thank you, Gordon. He drove in from Michigan just to be here for this. And the other is very truly near and dear to my heart, Mr. Richard Cutter. Mr. Richard Cutter is our technical advisor. He is our Elmer, he is our mentor, and he is my friend. He has been with us for many, many long evenings. He has spent as much time on the roof with all of the antennas as I have, and I could not have done this, we could not have done this without Mr. Richard Cutter giving of his time, his expertise, and his random adapters and connectors. So thank you, Mr. Cutter. In 1949, a student very much like the ones you will meet today walked these halls. His name was Paul Weitz. After graduating from Harbor Creek High School, he went on to become a Navy pilot and then an astronaut. He was aboard Skylab, which was a predecessor to the ISS. Today, we make another orbit, and students of Harbor Creek shoot for the stars just as Paul did so many years ago. Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek, said, "Why our space program? Well, why indeed did we trouble to look past the next mountain? Our prime obligation to ourselves is to make the unknown known. We are on a journey to keep an appointment with whatever we are." Today, the students of Harbor Creek are on a journey to boldly go where few hams have gone before, and to keep an appointment, not just with themselves, but with an astronaut that is waiting for us in about 3.5 minutes. So let me explain what's going to happen from here. In a few moments, Giles Veit is going to begin calling to the International Space Station. He will call out, NA1SS. This is KC3SGV. So NA1SS is the call sign for the International Space Station. KC3SGV is our call sign here at Harbor Creek High School. He will do this repeatedly. We're going to start this before we even expect to be able to make contact. And that's dead air is to be expected for a few minutes. That's okay. We're doing this just so that we get him at the very soonest possible moment. So it's okay. It's all right. I tell that for myself as well, truly. He'll do a quick greeting. Then we'll have the students ask all of their questions. The contact will end when the ISS crosses over the horizon, or we get through all 22 questions. We probably won't. If we get through 12 questions, it would be probably it would be fantastic. But if one of those two things is going to happen, eventually it's going to cross the horizon and we're going to run out of time, or we'll run out of questions, one or the other. After the event is over, I will come back up. I'll give some closing remarks, after which we'll dismiss the students that are in the bleachers to go back to second period. I'm sorry. And then everyone else is welcome to stay, mingle with our students, talk with them, ask them questions about all of the exciting opportunities that they're doing, talk with the folks from ARRL and the folks with ARISS, and learn more about amateur radio. So I think that puts us at about 2 minutes. How are we doing? We're at 4 minutes, 7 minutes? What are we at? 4. We're at 4? All right. We good to start? Sure. Okay, guys, it's okay. Dead silence for a few minutes. It's not a shock to us. We've been practicing this.
NA1SS, NA1SS, this is KC3SGV. 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 NA1SS, NA1SS, this is KC3SGV.
Getting close. We're at -1 degree of elevation, so it's still below the horizon.
NA1SS, NA1SS, this is KC3SGV. NA1SS, NA1SS, this is KC3SGV. NA1SS, NA1SS, this is KC3SGV. NA1SS, NA1SS, this is KC3SGV.
Kilo Charlie 3 Sierra Golf Victor, this is November Alpha 1 ISS. How'd you hear? Over.
Okay, Commander Mogensen, we have you a 5-7, a pretty good signal. So, are you ready for some questions?
I am ready for questions. Go ahead.
How will the work astronauts are doing today help humanity in the future? Over.
Well, that's a good question. We are doing a lot of different scientific research and technology development up here. Some of it is basic science, which means that we're interested in understanding how physical, chemical, biological processes work, and it's difficult to say how that will benefit us in the future. It's very hard to predict. But we're also doing a lot of applied science in human physiology, for example, where we're trying to understand the immune system, how that's impacted by stress, how our body responds to other factors induced by weightlessness, radiation, and that gives us a better insight into the human body, into disease, that hopefully helps us on the Earth. The same with technology demonstration. We're working with sustainable technologies up here that hopefully will also benefit us on Earth. Over.
How soon do you see living in space as a possibility in the future? Over.
That's really hard to predict. I think, in a few years we'll return to the moon. We'll have a space station in orbit about the moon. After that, perhaps a base on the surface. And then after that, we'll hopefully continue onwards to Mars and establish bases there. How long before people actually live? I mean, in some sense, we're already living in space now, spending anywhere from 6 months to a year on board the International Space Station. Over.
Do you believe we are alone in the universe, and why? Over.
I've got to say, I don't think we are alone. I think there's life out there simply because just in our own galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, there are billions of stars, and everything suggests that many of those stars have planets orbiting them just like our sun has a solar system, which means that there are probably billions and billions of planets in our own Milky Way galaxy. And so it would just seem very strange if the Earth is the only planet out of billions of planets where there's life. I don't know if there is intelligent life, but I think there's a good chance that there's simple life forms like microorganisms, bacteria, maybe plants on other planets out there. Over.
What is the hardest thing to acclimate to on the ISS? Over.
I don't know. You get used to living on the ISS pretty quickly. Probably the hardest thing in the beginning is weightlessness, simply because it's so unusual from anything we're used to on the Earth, and you can't really train it on the ground. If we train spacewalks on the ground, we do it underwater, but even underwater, it's not really the same thing. You have water drag, which slows you down. Up here, it's so easy to move around, yet also challenging in some ways. And so weightlessness, really, you don't learn until you get up here. Over.
What is the most fun or interesting thing about living in space that you would not be able to do on Earth? Over.
I'd say there's two things. One thing is being weightless. You can only do it up here in space, and it is so much fun. It is the ultimate feeling of freedom. It's the closest that we humans can come to flying like a bird. And it doesn't take very much, or it doesn't take any energy or muscles, just a small little push, and you're flying almost like Superman down the length of the space station. And it is just incredibly fun. The other thing is looking at our beautiful planet from space. There is something incredibly awe-inspiring with sitting in the window and looking down at our beautiful planet. Over.
What is the first thing you plan to do when you get back to Earth that is not required by NASA? Over.
Oh, there are a few things. One, give my kids and my wife a big hug, have a nice shower, have something good to eat. Yeah, there's a few things. Just smell the air, take a deep breath of fresh air. Over.
What is the biggest challenge in future space exploration? Over.
Well, I think one of the big challenges is becoming more independent. I mean, it is still incredibly expensive to launch things into space, and so the cheaper we can do that, the better, which also means being able to produce things in space, maybe 3D printing in the future, using resources that we find on the moon, on asteroids, on Mars. So becoming sustainable in some way is probably the biggest challenge.
What other professions were you interested in prior to NASA, and are you still interested in them? Over.
Well, to be honest, I've always been fascinated with space exploration, so much so that I decided to become an aerospace engineer because I knew that the chance of becoming an astronaut was very small, and so I still wanted to work with space exploration even if I couldn't be an astronaut, and so I became an aerospace engineer. And I'm still very much interested in developing satellites, spacecraft that we send to other planets and out into space to study the solar system and the universe. Over.
What or who inspired you to become an astronaut? Over.
I think it was the Apollo missions to the moon that really inspired me. When I was a kid and I learned about the Apollo missions to the moon, I thought that was the greatest adventure I could possibly imagine. And even to this day, I think it's the most incredible thing that we humans have ever done. I mean, imagine landing on this unknown world, opening the hatch and stepping out and just getting to explore. Yeah, it's incredible. It's what inspired me then, and it's still what inspires me today. Over.
What was the biggest challenge you had to face in order to become an astronaut, and why? Over.
Well, the whole selection is very challenging simply because so many people apply and would like to become an astronaut. And so there's a huge level of competition. When I applied, there were about 8,500 other applicants. And it's just very challenging because it's so many excellent people who are all dreaming of becoming an astronaut and who all have incredible skills. And so going through that process, meeting the other candidates, and then finally making to the end and being selected, that was a very big challenge. Over.
Why do you think that space exploration is important? Over.
Well, space exploration is important in many ways. One, because it's about knowledge. It's about expanding our horizons, both physically but also mentally. It's about physically traveling into space, but also just becoming or increasing our knowledge and understanding of the universe that we're a part of, and that includes the Earth. You know, the Earth is a big part of what we do in space exploration. Understanding the planet, understanding how it changes with time, how we're affecting it, and then also it's about the future. Space exploration is about creating the future that we want. Over.
How long did it take you to adapt to zero-G? Over.
Me personally, that's a good question. A few hours, a day maybe. I felt fairly good as soon as I got into zero-G. I luckily didn't suffer from space adaptation sickness or space motion sickness. So I felt pretty good right after we got into space. Over.
What tasks do you enjoy doing the most and least on the ISS? Over.
Well, at the moment we're doing a lot of really interesting scientific research, including looking at brain cells and how they age. We have a biofabrication facility, which is basically a 3D printer that can print human tissue or mimic human organs. Those are probably my my favorite tasks to do. My least favorite is probably changing out the toilet when it gets full, but that's also an important task we have to do up here. Over.
What do you see as the future of space flight? Over.
For the students. Congratulations. Well, I'm glad that's over. Whew. Oh my goodness. On behalf of all of the students in the Advanced Technologies Group, on behalf of Mrs. Hess, Mrs. Chudubsky, the entire administrative staff, the school board, the teachers, everyone here at Harbor Creek, thank you all for coming out today and being a part of this special occasion for our students. We are so proud of them, and we are so thankful to you for your help in getting us to this point. We are building off of the work of others, and we know that, and we are grateful for the path that has been laid down before us, and we are grateful for all of the hard work of others that have come before us. So thank you to everyone. Students, ready? Okay. All right. Thank you everyone for being here. Friends, guests, please stick around. Visit with our students, learn about the amazing things that they're doing in other areas, talk with the folks from the ARRL about the amazing Teachers Institute with ARISS, about the amazing work that they're doing, not just for our school, but for other schools, and just, again, see what the kids are up to, because they're doing great things. Thank you so much. Students, dismissed to second period. Thanks, everybody, for being here.